Hello everyone, and welcome to another installment of viewer-made malware. Last week we looked at some pretty bad batch viruses, so this week we're going to go ahead and kick it up a notch with an actually interesting one. This is YinYang, the third submission featured on this channel from Quant, who also submitted Resonate and Resonate 2, which you might remember from previous videos. Now I know it's not fair for somebody to get 3 whole videos before some people who've submitted haven't even gotten one, but this ties into last week's, as YinYang is a batch file infector written in C# batch and VBS. So if we take a look at the actual script here, it arrives as a batch file, has some pretty generic batch stuff going on, and then all of a sudden we just get tons of gibberish. Well, not really gibberish. It's an executable that it writes into a file and then executes to actually infect your system. And then at the end we get some classic batch script, which you might recognize as coming from Toxoid's batch virus creator, which we have plenty of examples here. So these batch files are all generated by Toxoid's batch virus creator. They are not infected. They are your generic script kiddie, I wrote this batch script in 10 minutes after watching a 2008 YouTube video kind of creation. And by the way, it's pretty funny how obvious it was to tell which people didn't watch my last video past the 2-minute mark. So now we'll actually run the virus. So we see Toxoid's creation going on here. I hacksource your PC. You remember the PC is hacked. Tries to open, you are an idiot. But virtual PC is being kind of weird right now and doesn't quite work out. So we just get a blank Internet Explorer window. But it appears that everything is normal. However, under the hood, your system is now infected. Since we weren't actually on any of the payload activation dates, if we take a look at these batch files, we'll see they've grown by about 30 kilobytes, except for this one, which wasn't infected for some reason. But all the rest of these were. You know, that's not what this looked like before, but it does now. YinYang searches out and infects every batch file it can find, so now every time you run a batch file, it will execute YinYang as well. So let's get down to the payloads, and like Resonate 2, this is going to be a bit of a guessing game, where once again you win absolutely nothing if you get the answers right, but it'll be fun anyway. First payload activates June 3rd, where you get some nice greets, because no virus is complete without greets. Go ahead and run it again. Hopefully we should get some greets here. Get out of here. We don't need all this extra stuff, but there we go. It's an actual batch virus. This ain't your standard skitty shits. I hope you have a good sense of humor. And then greets including to Toxoid, who wrote the previous batch virus creator that we saw last week. And whether we abort, retry, ignore, this message never goes away. So enjoy the greets. Moving on to the second of 3 payloads. We're going to see, here we go, you ready? It's the guessing game time. Activates February 15th, and you got to tell me what virus does this. So we get the standard crap going on here, but then we get message box. Hey Daniel, not today. And when you press OK, guess what happens? Your computer shuts down. Now where is that from? And now for the third and final payload, since we've rebooted our machine and changed the date so that we don't instantly reboot again, we'll change the date to April 1st, run the virus, and wait 1 minute. And we should see the last payload activate, and once again you can guess in the comments where this actually comes from one of my previous videos. So we get an interesting message here. The Windows update balloon kinda mars it a bit, but we get a nice blue screen rendition that says, "Seems like your bad dream comes true, press any key to continue." And this comes from one of my favorite Windows 98 viruses. Actually Windows 95 or 98, but I love it. And if you know where this comes from, you can guess it in the comments. And once again, if you get it right, you get absolutely nothing. But it's just fun anyway. We hit enter, and we had some blue left over, but now it's gone. And you can't see the hard drive activity LED on this virtual machine, but it's going nuts, going through my entire system here. Let's see if we can actually load. Yeah, auto execute. Boot.ini, config.sys are now YinYang from Microsoft apparently. If we open the Windows folder, we should see some other stuff overwritten, but that's damaging right there. Everything's going really slow right now as it's scanning through every drive. If I had shared folders enabled, it'd be going through all those as well. Yeah, nothing's loading quite right here. Oh, well, there goes that file icon. These seem okay. System 32 is doing alright for itself. Is user logon infected? No, we're doing okay. Alright, that works out. So it looks like we might be okay. Oh, never mind. It actually looks like we might be pretty screwed. Yeah, I spoke a bit too soon there. Yeah. This isn't going too well, I don't think. Everything is foreign. Okay, we swapped back to System 32, and things are looking even worse. And it's lagging so hard I can't even scroll. There it goes. We're kind of getting it. Okay, we got Windows File Protection and a system shutdown dialog saying I'll be back. So I'd say things are going alright. I think we can just ignore this and we should be okay. But we'll let this shutdown go ahead and restart our computer. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Oh no. Our boot.ini file is ruined. Oh no, hal.dll. Okay. I think our system might be pretty ruined. And yeah, that is about it for the YinYang batch virus. I guess it's technically batch, although it's not exclusively written in it. But I think it's really cool. And there is one more thing to take a look at, and one more virus reference that you can guess, coming right up. Alright, we're reinstalled. You ready to guess one last virus reference? Let's go ahead and run regedit before we ever run YinYang for the first time on this machine. We'll go ahead and create a new key in current user software, and then we make a new key called autumn. And in here we make a string called show dots on, and we set that value to true. And that's it. We have now entered debug mode. Let's see if we can actually see the debug mode happen. There we go. YinYang virus revision 4 loaded in debug mode. Install to the system, do it. Yes, infect the files. It'll ask you which files to infect. I didn't even know it infected autoexecute.bat, but that's pretty cool. Yes, infect it, go ahead. And now we will go through the various payloads and actually see what they do. So the first one was June 3rd for greet. Go ahead and run it. I hack, okay, do it. Yes, yes, good. Very good. Blah, blah, blah. Load in debug mode. Perform copyright payload, and we'll say yes. And then we actually get the payload. Yes, infect that cool file. Oh no, I did not disable shared folder. Stop infecting my stuff. Alright, we'll take out that share, and don't do it. So I got lucky, because the first batch file it found on my shared folder was the sample.bat that it was never able to infect before. So I don't think I lost anything, but, you know, I'm not too particularly attached to any batch files in that folder anyway. But things like this are why you keep full off-site online backups. Let that be a lesson to you all. Moving right along, I've gone ahead and changed the date to the 15th of February. Now we're going to run an infected batch file here. We'll see the virus loads, perform the cac worm payload. Well, there you go. There's the answer to the first question. It was a reference to the cac worm, which would shut down your computer after 6 p.m. on the 1st of every month. We'll go ahead and say no, because I don't feel like changing the date again. What? I said no, don't do it, and it did it anyway. Wow, what a chip. Okay, justquant, you're never getting another viewer-made malware video just for that. I am pissed. Okay, so we loaded the virus in debug mode. We better change the date now before it reboots on its own again. Change it to April 1st. Okay. We'll go ahead and run it so we can trigger the payload a minute after we run it and see the debug messages for that. Get out of my way. Okay, now we can just chill for a minute. Just chill. Just do it. Do the thing. Alright, Alright, we get a message. I want to delete everything. Are you sure you want to delete all available files on all available disks? I want to delete everything again. Are you absolutely sure this is your final chance to turn back? And if you say yes, it'll go ahead with the blue screen. And if you say no, I'll bet it'll just go ahead and do it anyway. Because it looks like it's going through my files right now, judging by the hard drive activity. So we'll say no, and let's actually look, because I'll bet everything's dead by now. No, we seem to be doing okay. We're okay for now. If we turn on protected files. Yeah, we're alright. We're alright. Everything hasn't been ruined. So, that is about it for YinYang. Thank you, Quant, for sending it in to me and writing it, even though it annoyed me at that one part. I do appreciate it. And if you're watching this video and you want to submit your own creation for this series, please take a look at the links in the description. You can find out how to submit there on my forums and read all the rules and guidelines, yada yada yada. You know the drill. Thank you for watching. Take care.